Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I want to talk about making an improvised shelter at your house. I've talked about it before, but I think you need to do it now. I'm not saying the urgency is there immediately, but this is something that you can work around. You can get a lot of the work necessary to make an improvised shelter done already. Spring is right around the corner. It's a great time to do some spring cleaning and then take what's in your house and reorganize it. Let's hypothetically say you have a basement. You have a ton of storage in the basement. Now is the time to position all of your storage, all of your mass in a way that if you had to have an improvised fallout shelter, you're not at blast zone, you're not at ground zero, it's already done. Because this could take you hours and hours and hours and hours of time. And you'll see if you start to do this process now, you'll be, I'm glad I did it now because that took me 2 weekends to get it finished. Get it done now. And it's basically, a lot of people do not have the ability to go underground. They do not have ability to bring in concrete blocks, build this huge shelter. You have to improvise. You know, you're not going to be judged on the appearance of your shelter. Like, okay, you passed, no, you failed. It's going to be on how much you can block radiation from penetrating your body and, you know, basically getting you sick or causing your death. So, if you have a lot of prepping stuff right now, let's put it in a way that you could make a little fort in your house. And now is the time to do it. Because what you're going to do is get all this done now. So that way, if you do have a little bit of warning, or if you have 6, 10, 12, a couple days warning, you can do adding additional protection in your house. If you decide, hey, I'm going to do it in the basement. So I'm in the basement. And you have a first floor above you. Take everything in the first floor that you can and figure out where you are in the basement and place it over there to create mass. That is to protect you from radiation particles falling on the roof because they're going to burn right through your roof. Not physically burn, but they're going to emit radiation. And that way, as much mass on the first floor, because it'll be above your head, it will be helping you. So, we're in the basement, and you have shelves, you have storage. Put it in a position where you can put the shelves 4 feet apart, 5 feet apart. You can still get at everything, but you've just created your basis for your little fort. Now, if you got the same size shelves and they're heavy duty, get you some 2x4s. You could probably salvage a lot of stuff. So if you say I have no money, there's heavy duty pallets out there. They're 8 foot long. They have 4x4s that you could probably salvage if you got a pickup truck or a trailer. But if not, figure out what you're going to need to create a top, because I want to create a top. Granted, you might have another floor above you where you have a lot of stuff put to slow that radiation, but you might not. It might just be, you know, a little crawl or an attic space and then a roof. So what we're trying to do is make a little fort by positioning these close enough where I could take 2x4s and put them across. Now granted, please do not throw a bunch of weight on top of you and it collapses and kills you. You got to use common sense. If you're in doubt, just keep doubling up and tripling up what you think is going to work. Or see a professional builder, contractor, even a handyman will be able to probably give you some advice. So, a 2x4 across these file cabinets. These file cabinets are very, very strong. So this could be a basis of this. Let's say I put this in. You could throw in a piece of plywood. You might have to, let's pretend this is a longer 2x4. Normally, this will be farther away. Depends on how much load you're going to bear. So you might not be able to put it far away. You might need to put it 6 inches away, 5 inches away. It depends how much weight you put up there. If you use a 2x6, you definitely could put more weight on it because it's stronger, more material. So if you put these here, and then have you some OSB, or if you took the pallet material apart and you have the tops of the pallets, you could screw those down. Worst case, get a couple doors. You might have interior doors, not exterior doors, interior doors that are heavy duty wooden ones. You could take those off the hinges in seconds, bring them down here, and you could plop a door on top of here. What is it, about 7 foot long roughly? You could use one door and make a pretty decent shelter for 2 people. Put 2 doors in. You can make it big enough for 4 people. Now this isn't going to be comfortable. If you're thinking, oh, this is going to be Taj Mahal. No, you're going to sleep maybe on concrete. You might have a small mattress. You might have some cushions from the lounge chair that's usually on the sunroom. You're not going to be as comfortable as you want to be, but you're going to be alive. You might have a position where these file cabinets or these heavy duty shelves are farther apart. You might want to put a support in here. Take you a 2x4 that's long enough to go to the floor. If you just put this on a floor, especially a wooden floor, you might not want to. You might want to cut a piece, and that distributes the weight to more surface area. You can put one under here. You can make a T like this. T's are very strong. Pound that together, put that under there. Or really, if you're doing it quick, cut one that goes under here. You might want to cut it before you put a load on it, because you put a load on it, it might have a little trying to go down. Cut it, take another one the same side, put it here, screw through here, put a couple toenail screws in there, just to give it some more support. If you keep these things close together, you probably don't need support, but check with an engineer, check with someone that knows what they're doing. I don't want you to be crushed by all your stuff. Now, this is why I want you to do this now. Get it ready, because what you want to do is put your heaviest objects on the bottom, because guess what? We're going to be sitting. No, I won't be able to stand in here. I can't stand. I don't care. If you make your shelter way big with all your stuff, you're having less material around the outside. It makes sense. I want it small so I can have as much material thicker. I want as much mass. So now is the time to pick the exact spot. So you can pre-position either your shelves, your file cabinets, whatever you got, and put your heaviest objects down low. The reason is, most of the time, I'm going to be either laying down or I'm going to be sitting on my bottom. As time goes along, you'll be able to sit on a stool or sit on a 5-gallon bucket to elevate your head, because I want as much mass low as possible. Let's say it's time to go to sleep and you're going to lay down for 5, 6, 7 hours. You can also do this. Let's hypothetically say you got 2 people in here and you're laying down. You could easily open this up, and what's it going to do? You're not worried about radiation coming in from the side because you have 2 file cabinet drawers full of stuff. But what it's going to do now is give you additional protection on top. So it has to burn through this, and then when you wake up in the middle, when you wake up, just push these shut. That way you can sit up. Just creating every advantage for you to keep from getting poisoned by radiation. You want to look now at, this is my room, but guess what? On the other side of this wall right there, I have heavy cabinets. On that wall, I got a heavy stuff. So position stuff. It doesn't have to be right here. You can, if you have another room, put the stuff on that wall. Go through your house right now and say, okay, maybe I can rearrange my furniture. So if I need to protect myself from radiation, it's already done. I've done everything I can, so you can use your time more wisely. So look at that. Go through. So place all your heavy objects, like this is peanut butter and jelly. Put that as low as possible, because that's going to be more mass than right here. This is medical equipment, a lot more mass. So heavy stuff on the bottom, the lighter stuff up top. This isn't the best plan, but guess what? If you think this plan through and you start working right now and say, I got to protect myself from fallout, I don't have money to buy a shelter, I don't have money to dig into the ground, you can use stuff in your house and then start pre-planning where you're putting it, and start now. You don't want to wake up one night because you get a phone call and say, hey, there's crazy things happening in the world. You want to have this done, because you're going to store your stuff in your house or in your basement already. Store it to make wise use to protect yourself from radiation. I hope this helps. I'm going to continue it. I'm not here to scare you. That's not my goal. My goal is to prepare you so if something happens, you have a plan and you've implemented your plan. Storing your stuff in your basement is going to occur no matter what. Store it to make the advantage to protect you from fallout. Also, in the area where you're going to pick, in these file cabinets, put the things you're going to need, because if I block that off, I block the backside off, all I have to do is sit in here. If I need something, I'm hungry, I open the drawer, I pull out. Don't put what you need somewhere else in the house where you have to go out. So, water, it cost me nothing. That's apple juice container. Put something to keep you warm for sleeping. I got a cooler. Put the cooler in this area. Put the things you're going to need. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.